everyone to the Mad Youth Show. And I'm with Ho Ming Han, the Ming Thing. Ming, why are you laughing?
I'm just trying to digest this.
Yeah, I mean, you've never been on a live show before?
Not like this.
Not with 1,000 folks screaming at you. And
like, haven't awake yet fully, like, what am I doing here kind of faces.
okay,
no, not really.
You know, Ming Han, it's funny because you supposedly are funny.
Supposedly.
Supposedly lah.
I really hope so at this point.
Anyway, you weren't that funny when you were growing up, but never mind. We will talk about that. But you know, as you were growing up, right? How you studied psychology and you wanted to do architecture.
I actually did architecture before psychology.
You did architecture. Okay, tell me a bit about yourself. How did you get? Why did you do architecture? And then how did you do? Why did you do psychology? And how did you end up being a clown?
A clown. Basically, you need to study a lot to be a clown. I really believe to be really stupid, you have to be really smart first. So that actually it's harder than
profound.
medicine.
Okay. So tell us a bit about your background. I mean, how did you end up? Tell us a bit about your childhood and how did you end up getting into architecture and later into?
Right. So I grew up the typical Asian boy. Chinese dad gave me two options: doctor, engineer. So I thought like I'll be an architect because that sounds like I can draw a bit.
Just to be rebellious against your
Just
dad,
a bit, but not really. And so I studied my whole life. I did science stream. I studied my posterior off. And I realized the minute I went into architecture, like, oh boy, I don't like this at all. And I dropped out after one semester. I met Dr. Goh. You all call him Dr. Goh here, right? Dr. Goh.
You can call him whatever you want to call him.
Uncle Chileong. So I met Dr. Goh.
He's uncle, I'm not, okay?
Basically, yeah, you're 20 years younger than me, if I remember that correct. I dropped out of architecture. I found psychology and health. I just want to say, hey, health alumni right here. Got my college mates at the back, Tanuj and Alvin. Yo, all right, great. These guys are great guys, just so you know. I studied psychology. I figured I loved it, started it, realized like, man, I hate studying. Also, I finished my degree. That's very important. Don't be a millennial and say, I'm free. I'm stopping and I'm going to travel the world. Don't lie, you got no money to travel the world. Anyway, I finished my degree. In my thesis year, we were not in this campus yet, or the campus. What happens was, I was doing my thesis assignment and that day rained really hard. The open car park in the main block got flooded. And I was like, I need to complain about the car park. Lodge a formal complaint? No, not creative enough. I opened my laptop, I complained to it, I edited a video on iMovie, and I uploaded it right before I went to present my thesis and I totally forgot about it, and that's basically how it started.
This is about the girlfriend breaking up thing?
No, this is about me complaining about Hell's Car Park, literally. Ooh, help, I love you, but no really, at that time. And that was it. I think the progression from it was really just me trying to be a student and
So what happened? I mean, when you uploaded the video, there was...
I let it go. I totally forgot about it actually. I remember uploading it in the mama of our uni and going for it, and I totally stopped because I'm not really good at social media, so I left it at that. The next morning, I opened my Facebook to like 30 plus notifications, and I'm like, hey, I'm not that popular. What is this? And it turns out that the video just went everywhere. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty amazing. And the rest is history, I guess.
So what happened? I mean, did that...
You guys!
Okay. So Ming Han, did that inspire you? Was that a trigger? What happened? I mean, what were you thinking? I mean, how did you make a decision to say, wow, I want to spend more time, I want to dedicate more effort into this?
Right, I think so very simply put, I didn't even take it as anything. I was like, wow, a lot of people want to complain about their car park. I'm like, wow, yeah, I'm not alone. I think I felt more of a sense of like, hey, at least some people share the same opinion as me. Then I forgot about it. So I went back to studying, and I thought like, hey, why don't I complain about makeup and Twilight?
You're an angry fellow, so just
I pretty much complain. See, things happen when you are complaining. You know, complain about a newspaper, complain about politics. I complain about your face. I don't know. And then I complained about girls' faces, and I put it up. And girls thought it's hilarious.
You complain about girls' faces?
Girls' faces.
Why?
Because I'm a psychology student. I'm a psychology student, and
this is what you learn from hell.
Makeup is shallow, you know. Beauty comes from within, not a cake on your face. No, I'm kidding. Actually, some of y'all really look good with makeup, so you know, they just don't spend so much money.
So you started complaining about girls' faces.
I did.
And you made videos about this.
I made a video about I just don't like so much makeup and put it up. Then I'm like, how can I annoy girls even more? Complain about their favorite movie.
This is because no girl ever went out with you,
Exactly.
right? Okay,
exactly. Like absolutely, I had all the freedom in the world cause like no strings on me, man. And I complained about Twilight, and I'm like, woo! I riled some girls up there, man. I mean, I still don't get it, by the way, Twilight. If you are a psychology student, Twilight's a really messed up show. Just saying. Yeah, and I did those 3. I let it go, and things got really interesting after those 3 videos. Yeah.
And so what happened? I mean, talk us through that progression. How did you transition from a psychology student and then suddenly you've become a YouTube star?
So long story short, after those 3 videos, I got a lot of messages on my Facebook from people who actually knew how to use cameras. I like what you said about talent and hard work. I had no talent. Like literally the only camera I could use was my laptop. You know, you open iMovie, then there's the red button there. That's the only thing I knew to press. Record. Oh, I knew how to press stop also. That's really important. Because if you just record, it doesn't work. Anyway, but what happened was like 2 guys messaged me. And they were like, hey Ming, I really like your stuff. We know how to use cameras. Why don't we shoot something for you? And those people ended up being my team who formed the whole team. And we met up, we planned some videos. But I think the amazing part of it was we had no idea what we were doing and just wanted to have fun. We shot 2 videos really early on. One of it was Poop Boyfriends Say. I'm just trying to be really family friendly. And Alone Forever. So we did 1 comedy and 1 sketch. And these were like better shot videos. Just saying, that video that you just saw just now, like nobody ever sees it, so keep it to yourself. And it was like that. It was like that at the start. And when we were done with it, we just figured out how to edit it and we put it up. And the effect of that was, before I finished my degree, there were companies approaching me to say like, hey Ming, can you shoot a video for us? And that was amazing because all I was getting at the time was, you know, you live off your parents' allowance, right? And these guys were coming in and say, hey, I'll pay you this amount to shoot a video. And as a young kid, you take that check and like, oh my gosh.
Quite a lot of zeros, huh?
That's, and you know, you look at your friends and like, bro, we can eat after this, bro, that kind of thing. And then, okay, yeah, we can do it, can. So what really happened was, I had a talk with my parents and I said like, you know, Mom, Dad, this is happening, but I want to finish my degree first because I think I was halfway through my last year. When I finished my degree, I gave myself a time frame. Now this is really important. I feel this is really important. I said, give me 1 year, Mom, Dad. If I can't do this in 1 year, if I have to come back to you and ask for allowance, I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. And I made it work in that 1 year. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last question before we take a break. DMingThing, how did that thing come about? Why the DMingThing and...
This is legit word for word true story. So I started up my YouTube channel. I had no idea what to name it. I asked my good friend, her name is Atika. Hey, Afifa, what should I name this new channel? It's like, I don't know, what do you want to name it? Name it your name lah. Ming. Oh, okay. Then what? Ming is taken. Oh, what rhymes with Ming? Ting. Oh, okay. DMingThing? That sounds really Chinese. Put something in front. Duh. Oh, well, how about that? It's taken. Who takes the main thing? Change the D. Oh, can liao. That's it. That's how the DMingThing came about, guys. Yeah.
So, a very well thought out process.
So thought out.
Scientifically researched, right?
Scientifically. Well, as long as YouTube allows the name, that's it.
You know, we're going to take a quick break right now and we'll be right back here on the Mad Youth Show. We'll be right back, everyone. Give Ming a big hand. Welcome back to the Mad Youth Show. We are with Ho Ming Han, the DMingThing. Ming,
yes.
glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me here.
There is you went through a process of, I guess, working out with your family that you're going to take a very non-conventional approach
Unconventional.
Unconventional, yes, that's right. One of our audience members talked about how did your parents take it? What type of conversation? How did you express it with them? What happened in that dialogue?
So it was pretty simple. I think as an Asian kid to Asian parents, they pretty much kind of want you to do something stable. I think that is it. No matter what stable means, it could mean accounting, engineering, a normal job. So I made a trade-off with my mom and dad. First, I had to prove I'm smart, so I had to pass my degree, and I did, thank God. I passed my degree with honors, which is like, oh, my parents are like, oh boy, you weren't kidding, you actually not dumb, you know? Asian parents do that, they never call you smart. Hey, you're not stupid, so good, you know? So I did that first, so that really helped. But what helped more was, I told my mom that, hey, I can actually make some money from this, give me 1 year. And to my surprise, my parents said, okay, I'll give you 1 year, try this out, but if you don't, you go and do your master's for psychology, which I was already planning to do anyway. So I think that really helps. When you prove to your parents that you're responsible with your education and you can give them an accountable deadline to what you want to try, like be it traveling, you tell your parents, give me 3 months or not. And the best part is third. This one for Asian parents, trust me, they will say yes. You tell your parents, I don't need your money. Go, boy! So that's how it worked. I think that I gave them these 3 things. I said that I can do this on my own, free from your money. I will do what you need me to do first. And if this doesn't work out, I'll make sure I do what you want.
And you know that there are a lot of kids here who are just in school and they're going to university or college and so on and so forth, right? I mean, what sort of advice would you impart to them at this stage of their life as they start to embark on trying to figure out what should I do in my life? What should I, what should I, do in the next phase of my life? What sort of advice or wisdom would you impart to them?
Oh, guys, do whatever, man. Do everything. Like, think of it this way, right? Everyone says that now is the time you got to build your stable foundations. I really believe now is the time to make mistakes because you're not responsible for a crying baby. You're not even responsible for a dog. Don't lie. Your parents take care of your pets more than you. You don't have to pay for a car. I really believe when everyone doesn't know what to do, rather than sitting down and doing nothing, trying to figure out the right way, go and make tons of wrong ways. Like, shoot, man, just go for it. Like, a lot of people end up doing the safe thing because they don't do anything. And a lot of people like, I don't know whether I want to sing, I don't know whether I want to act, I don't know whether I want to pursue that amazing accounting degree. Never happens. But my advice is just do what you feel at that point in your life you're passionate about. Because the fail-safe is, hey, if you weren't passionate about it, you're going to find out real quick. Then you move on to the next thing. So whatever you do, just do it. Go ahead. Don't be scared, okay? Oh, thanks. Yeah.
All right. I mean, since this is your advice, obviously I need to ask you, right? How did you fail? How did you overcome obstacles? What are some of the things that were in front of you that you had to overcome to get to where you are today?
I think I'll try and paint it as a picture. Can I just give a quick question? Which of you guys, who of you guys know what you want to study next time? Raise your hands. That's great. All right. Wow. You guys are smart. What
I
the
didn't
heck?
know what I wanted to study even in university. Wow.
Even while I was studying, I couldn't answer this question, just so you know. All right. So it's very simple. Who wants to be like a doctor? Sorry, beside the Asian stuff. Doctor, medicine. Great. Engineers, architects, fashion models, Instagram idiots. Sorry,
like him. YouTubers.
YouTubers. Oh, that's amazing.
Your competition,
Yeah, there we go. No, that's great. So, what if I ask you this? Who wants to become a unicorn poop sweeper? All right, first, y'all crazy? Like, it seems ideal, but okay, let's take it for if you go to an interview, there's this old Chinese uncle looking at you. Boy, you want to clean the unicorn pangsai or not? Think about it. You'd be like, yo, look, man, it was cool in my imagination, but when you say it, you crazy, yo. But that's the first hump. That was the first challenge. I was signing up to do a job that didn't exist in Malaysia at that time. This was 2012. I was telling my parents, Ma, I want to go and sweep the unicorn pangsai. My mom is like, boy, there are no unicorns in Malaysia, you stupid ah. Your own pangsai never sweep, so you sweep unicorn. Okay, anyway, off the point. The first hurdle was creating a job that didn't exist. People didn't know how to work with YouTubers. People didn't want to work with YouTubers because there were already people making stuff. There were traditional production houses. There were people already writing scripts. My first hurdle was to say that, hey guys, hey Malaysia, I'm here and I can do this. And heck, it is tough. I'm not majority. I am the minority of the minority. Just to explain what that means, in Malaysia, majority is Malay, minority is Chinese. Minority of Chinese is the Chinese that cannot speak Chinese. Who want to listen to a Chinese that cannot speak Chinese? Apparently a lot of people. But that's what I had to find out. That was the hurdle. The hurdle was signing up for a position that literally did not exist. And the minute I said, you know what, I'm just going to do this. You guys say I can't do it. And actually, no one said I can't do it. My mom said I couldn't do it. I'll just do it. And the minute we got over that, it was pretty much smooth sailing from there.
Okay. I'm just going to Elena and Arjun quickly to shout out your questions. Elena, you want to shout out your question very quickly?
So how did your brother and your parents agree to appear in your YouTube video?
They were forced. There was no asking. It's like, hey, you free tomorrow? Great. Sit here. My mom is the only one who hasn't agreed, so no one has seen her. But as brothers, it's very natural to just share what I do with my brother. He came back from UK, jumped right into the video making. My dad makes a lot of noise, so I'm like, hey, why don't we make use of that? We put him into a video, and yeah, they know my dad. That was it. I think generally what you see in my brother and I are a lot of what my dad is. So it was only natural for my brother to join in and my dad to follow after and then make noise about it. So really, the real question is, how in the world do I convince my mom? But yeah, they were very willing. There was no forcing at all.
Okay, so we'll be looking out for that video with the mom soon.
Oh, I hope so.
And Arjun? Where's Arjun? Oh, here.
Every single day. I can't even watch that video just now. Oh my gosh, that was so hard for me to watch. It never gets easier to not embarrass yourself, but I would say it only gets easier as your skill in production grows, because when you watch your video, you're no longer watching your embarrassing things, you're watching like, I could have done this better. Let me try to do this better so it's not as embarrassing next time. Yeah, but it is still freaking embarrassing.
Anyway, there's some, Minghan worked for Leaderonomics for a while, and while he was in Leaderonomics, there was a bunch of videos. I think I sent you guys some of the link. Go watch that. He and I fight over a pizza. That's a cool video. And one more question. Someone here, right? Who was? You had a question. Yes, quickly. Your football team, right?
Oh.
Okay. Your favorite football team? Do you even play football? Do you even watch football?
I don't at all. I watched football once in 4 years, and I love Brazil.
All right.
That's it. Yeah.
And they got beaten 7-1 the last time you watched.
Was tough.
All right, we're gonna end this segment. I want to just ask you a couple more pieces of advice, right? So if someone now is, one of the things we talked about is to keep trying, is to keep do stuff, right? But what if we've decided and we want to now, we've decided we want to study this, right? What sort of advice would you give for life? For them to be leaders, to become the leader that they were meant to be. I think all of us are leaders. You led, you did stuff, and that enabled you. You tried, you pioneered stuff, right?
Right.
How do you encourage some of our folks here to become pioneers, to become leaders? What advice would you impart to them?
I think people make leadership a very scary term, right? And if there's anything I've learned about stuff is, okay, I did psychology, so I love breaking stuff down to make it easier to understand. If there's anything I learned about that, of what I do is, leadership is really comprised of 2 steps. The first one is if I'm not happy with something, I'm gonna change it. For me, I didn't like what I was watching on Malaysian TV. Like nothing catered to me. I didn't understand a lot of humor, minus a few like Malay comedy groups which were amazing. I love Scenario, I love the whole gang of them. But I saw nothing I wanted to watch. And you know what? It didn't exist. I make a. Second step was just doing it. I think a lot of people think leadership is leading a whole team. But I think leadership works when you got a group of friends and all you need to say is, hey, you want to go mama? That's it. You let the whole team to go mama. Coupled together, if I'm not happy about something, I want to change it. You want to change it or not? You want to change, right? Hey, you want to make video or not? That's all it took. And I think essentially that was how we went about doing it. I don't think you have to be like, hey, give me a name. What's your name, bro? Yeah. Your name, no, not him, you. Hey, Julian! Wow, you heard Julian? Julian's like born with the talent of leadership. Oh my gosh. It's like spilling out of him. Like no one has that. But they will remember the fact that, hey, Julian will ask tonight, you want to go mama or not? He will ask one, hey, let's go. And that's leadership. Like simply put, change. And
All right, we don't have too much time, but your last piece of advice
Sure.
to this crowd, your final piece of advice.
don't scared, just do. Don't look at iPad every day. Actually, no, wait, look at iPad every day. The more you look at an iPad, the more space it gives for people like me to look at everything else. Really big and really painful advice. If you want to make something in your life, nothing's going to happen looking down, right? It's really easy to stand out in the community today. All you gotta do is hit that off button and immediately you stand out. You change from someone who is following someone else's stuff to someone who's making stuff for people to watch. Really easy. Make it happen, turn that freaking iPad off. It's gonna be there when you go to sleep. Make the most of your day. Yeah.
All right, we've been speaking to Ho Ming Han, the DMingThing, here on the Mad Youth Summit. Ming Han, absolute pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
All right.